I give the floor to Dr. Sabina Parveen for the discussion.
Okay, you can see me?
Yes, please.
Yeah, okay. So thank you for including me as a discussant in this important webinar. We are under uncertain future in this COVID pandemic. The spread of this virus represents not just a public health crisis, but also an economic crisis. Even if a vaccine is developed in the near future, the severe economic downturn that has already happened will have lifetime effects. To date, the virus affected 42.1 million and more than 1.14 million dead all over the world, according to Johns Hopkins University. Can you see me? Tabasum?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I cannot
see you.
Okay,
Yes.
Thank you, Appa. Thank you, nice to see you. As an agriculturist, I can say agriculture is a major sector of economy of Asia and is crucial to reduce our food insecurity and malnutrition in this pandemic time. Agriculture doesn't mean only crop production. It includes fisheries, poultry, livestock. To overcome the crisis in both COVID and post-COVID situations, agricultural scientists can play a vital role to ensure food security and malnutrition under unpredictable climate change also. You see, the continuous heavy rain slowed down the rice harvest all over Asia. Now, we need actions supported by technologies, innovations, and new knowledge for a resilient food system. We, the women agricultural scientists of Asia, are part of these responsibilities. The global data indicates that we are going to fail to achieve the second sustainable development goal of zero hunger by 2030 unless drastic actions are taken to improve our food system. The award of Nobel Peace to World Food Programme this year highlights the importance of additional focus on food security, especially in developing countries. Digitalization of the agri-food sector is a prominent theme in the European Union new food policy for this pandemic time. The platform of big data in agriculture is supporting the effort of CGIAR towards response, recovery, rebuilding, and long-term resiliency of global food in light of the COVID crisis. So, it is crucial to look at the COVID pandemic through gender lens. Agricultural research is full-time work of scientists in laboratory, research field, farmers field, and also publishing results. It is not possible for women agricultural scientists to work from home or through virtual environment like the academics. So, lot of responsibilities on them during this pandemic. Besides the research responsibilities, the women agricultural scientists, like other women, are also shouldering mass of burden at home as closure of school and daycare centers, absence of paid helper, and look after the elderly parents. The 4 presentations today are the indications to overcome the lifelong, well-documented barriers. These scientists proved that they are resilient and successful women agricultural scientists of Asia in response to this COVID pandemic. But the women scientists need to be more careful about their career and pandemic adaptation. Preprint analysis of Nature Index suggests a disproportionate impact on early career researchers. Women in the first author positions appear to have experienced a larger reduction than their last author counterparts. Similarly, the George Institute of Global Health at the University of Oxford Research published in the BMG Global Health Journal indicated that some of 1,370 papers have been published in medical journals about COVID-19 involving 6,722 authors, but only 34% of them are women. These figures have suggested that things have gotten worsened for women scientists during this pandemic. Another research from the University of Cambridge has suggested that female economists are not submitting new COVID-related research at the same pace as their male counterparts. There is some reason behind that. The researcher of that study suggested it was because female academics were more risk averse and less willing, as well as able as a result of extra domestic work to start new projects at short notice time. This is happening for all in all sectors for women scientists. Besides the barriers for women scientists, please take care of your physical and mental health and your nutrition as well. Allocate yourself at least 15 minutes time daily to breathe and prepare yourself to fight the pandemic, the post-pandemic situation. Let's back to the presentation today. Dr. Nina from Nepal mentioned about hardworking Nepali women scientists contributing much in GDP, around 27%. Good enough. We have only 16% around in Bangladesh for few years data. Involvement of 17% scientists, not bad compared to the global scenario of 16%. In Bangladesh, we are 19% up to 2006 data of my presentation in 5th General Assembly in Kuwait. I visited Nepal several times during upscaling of my technology for production of healthy seedlings through soil solarization. My experience says you can contribute more in horticulture and livestock, especially with poultry to mitigate malnutrition, as you mentioned. Again, I can say you don't be disheartened that you don't have any mentor. We are around you. This is the digital world. Step up your international network and science communication. You will find many mentors around you. Traditionally, we the women scientists are backstep for the networking. That's due to our family responsibilities. But we have to allocate some time for our networking to develop our career. We all need to be balanced homework life. Then we can proceed with our career. I hope your Nepal will not be dependent on neighbor country in future for agricultural commodities. It's good to know from Dr. Fahida from Pakistan. Pakistan has a good platform for business agriculture. It's very good. We are not yet so much developed for business agriculture. Good for the economy of Pakistan. Biotechnologists of Pakistan like you are working hard to increase the agricultural productivity. Good to hear that you are going to work on wheat. It was my field for 26 years. I was working at Wheat Research Center, and that time I visited Pakistan several times for my rice wheat work. Look, we are in Asian culture. All we are, our social norms imply a preference for boys over girls, especially in the Islamic religion. But now it's our challenge to work hard in all aspects, planning to publishing and proof. Yes, we are the contributor in GDP and for food security and nutrition in this pandemic. We are working for that. We are besides the people of our country in this pandemic situation. So no worry, we will proceed step by step. Now, good information from Nari Ruth about organic rice industry in Thailand. Rice is a staple food for most of the Asian people. organic rice can contribute higher nutrition to health in this pandemic. Just we need to build up awareness to diverse group of people. I have seen in our country that the brown rice, the people understanding that fine rice is in the villages, fine rice is much more better and my standard will be high. They are selling the brown rice and they are buying the fine rice, the white rice. But now in the urban area, we are looking for the brown rice in the chain shops. So more higher price. So that's the point where we can work to make the awareness of people. Your rice, consume your own rice. That will be more nutritious for your health. So that's the point where the scientists need to work, and women scientists can work more there because they are cooking rice every day. So I hope Thailand can export more rice in future, the organic rice, like the white rice. Thank you, Dr. Afsana from the institute with highest number of women scientists in Bangladesh. It's around 27% from my publication in 2016 in the 5th Assembly in Kuwait. So rice scientists has more contribution on food system of Bangladesh. We also face challenges during nationwide lockdown for COVID-19. Harvesting of Boro rice from 4.8 million hectare land. Successful harvest and storage ceased pressure on the country's food grain supply. This year, we cultivated Aus rice 1.3 million hectare and tea almond rice in 5.5 million hectare, both exceeding the regular annual target. Hopefully, there will be no hunger, but need to think about our nutrition as fisheries, poultry, and livestock affected drastically due to continuous flood situation and COVID pandemic. Our audience, scientists who are the audience here in our webinar, I hope there are some of the scientists from fisheries sector, livestock sectors, poultry sectors, and academics and scientists both. Please take care of this area. Actually, I was excited to hear about the research works based on this pandemic time and plan for post-pandemic mitigation. I hope you will make good plan to mitigate this pandemic. It is impossible to predict what will be the long-term consequences on COVID pandemic. Please work with purpose and dedication for the causes we care about. I wish the women agricultural scientists of Asia could be our hero, like Seginen Kelimo, plant pathologist of Africa, who awarded L'Oreal UNESCO Award for Women in Science in 2014, named one of the 100 most influential African women by Forbes Africa, and elected as a fellow of the World Academy of Science. So I stop here. Thank you very much for your passion sharing.